Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Mountain Man Monday. This is live stream episode 35. Today is July 13th, 2020. I want to welcome everyone to this live stream who's watching with us tonight, and also those who are watching on the Mr. Mountain Man channel on my youtube.com/Mr. Mountain Man channel under the live stream playlist. As always, all the live streams are available in that playlist if you'd like to go back and see them. So we'll give it a few minutes and let some folks roll in here. I hope everybody's had a great start to your week, as we always say here on the Mr. Mountain Man live stream, to get the week rolling here on a Monday. And we are in the thick of summer. It is right in the middle of July right now. It is hot, and it's high time here in the mountains. So we got a few people coming in. Want to say hello to everybody who's joining us. First across the gate, who else do we expect? Marvin Carlton. Hey, Marvin, how you doing? It's good to see you, and I hope you're having a great start to your week, as well as Tim Wheaton. Hey, Tim, welcome tonight. And also thanks for watching the new video and commenting on that. I appreciate that. And Mom. Hey, Mom. I know you were asking about it, so hello. Welcome to the live stream. We got a few other people. We have Susan Thompson. Hello, Susan. And also thank you for watching the video and joining us this evening. We have Saxy Matt with a great avatar as usual, playing the saxophone. Saxy Matt. Matt, I hope you're having a great start to your week. Yep, Marvin was first to number one. It's pretty cool because in the software that I use, it was like all the first comments showed on the live stream. And so it's really cool to see who got in first. It was Marvin Carlton again. We have Blondie's Adventure stopping in to say, hey, Mr. Mountain Man. Hey, Blondie's Adventure, and as well to Traveling Hoosier. You know, you guys were down there in Tennessee not that long ago, and I came into that live stream with Yankee in the South, and I think you guys, well, I know you guys were having pizza, and I hope you had a great trip to Tennessee. If you have, as always, the folks that have YouTube channels, please promote them here. I'm all about that. I know, just looking at the list, Blondie's Adventure and Saxy Matt have channels, and everybody else. So yeah, anyway, I hope you had a great trip down there in Tennessee. A good, safe trip. Yep, and excited. And Dale Bush, welcome to you as well. And also thank you for watching the new video and commenting as well. And hello again to Susan Thompson. And Saxy says, I will be in the background tonight. Okay, that's no problem. And, Tim, thank you. Hit that thumbs up. I appreciate that. And let's see here. Blondie did comment. Thanks for saying that, by the way, Tim. I do appreciate that and all the support on the channel. I really do. That's very kind of you. Blondie said we had a great vacation. Blondie, did you have videos on your channel about that as well, vlogging from when you were in Tennessee? Let everyone know in the chat how it went. We got Rita here. Hello, Mr. Mountain. Just finished watching your video of Pisgah National Forest. Yes, that was I'll be talking about that in housekeeping, but thank you to all the folks that took a look at it. That was a lot of fun, and it was really pretty cool to get that one out there. And so, yeah, new video. And so everybody's saying hello. Hey, we got Chad Lovelace here. Good evening, Mr. Mountain Man, and everyone in the chat. Good evening to you as well. We have such a great group of folks here, and really happy to have everyone here. Oh, look at this. We got Hike with Mike as well. Hey, Hike with Mike. Hope you're having a great start to your week and everything is going well in your neck of the woods. As I was mentioning, we are in the middle of summer. And it is hot, but enjoyable and nice. And I can't complain. As I mentioned, I like the balance of the different times of the year. And I'm enjoying summer right now. It's nice. I wish I could do more, per what's been happening. But it's still really a nice time of the year and good temperature in the well, I should say it's a decent summer temperature in the mountains. Blondie said, yes, we have a lot of and been posting about one a week. So everybody check out Blondie's Adventures channel on YouTube. I think you can click her name in the chat. You know, I tried that the other day in a live stream, and when I clicked on somebody's name, maybe it was because I was a moderator in that chat, but when I clicked on the name, it said report user, hide, you know, all that good stuff, because sometimes I want to actually check somebody out. So you might have to type in the name. Let's see. Yes, it is. Well, depending on where you are, it is wicked hot. I mean, some places in the country are over 100 degrees, some cooler than others. I hope you had a great Monday. You know, we're trying to get it going. And at least if anybody didn't have a good Monday, I hope they show up to the live stream, let off a little steam, have a good conversation, shoot the breeze and have a good time and, you know, and have a good one. Hey, we got Kentucky Girl here. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man and Mr. Mountain community. Welcome to you as well. And Smoky Mountain Hiker, another one who has an excellent channel on YouTube. Check it out. He's got motorcycle rides and hikes and all this stuff over from East Tennessee and Western North Carolina. Excellent channel. And Smoky Mountain Hiker, always great to have you here. Also, I'm going to plug Smoky Mountain Hiker's pictures today. He had some really good pictures on Instagram, and I believe they made it over to Facebook as well. Some nice pictures of the mountains. You know, I'm Mr. Mountain Man. I got a soft spot for the mountains. He had some excellent pictures. So great job on those pictures today. Check them out. Hey, we've got Angie Rogers here. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man. Excellent. Yeah, I hope you're having a great start to your week as well. Oh, wish I knew I had such freezing problems with the vlog today. Was that your vlog or my vlog? Or let me know. You know, I'm like, we've had 2 successful weeks, according to what I've seen on the Mr. Mountain Man channel, with the live stream quality being decent. See my fingers crossed? I am welcome to any feedback on if there is something, you know, any kind of technical problems on anything. So let me know if you guys come across anything. Blinds of Interest said Wednesday at 5 Eastern. I'm assuming when Blondie is either posting the video at 5 Eastern or the live chat is at 5 Eastern. Let us know. Either way, channel Blondie's Adventures 5 p.m. Eastern time. Kentucky Girl says, I like your maps at the beginning of the video. It helps you get oriented to where you're at and where you're going. Yes, Kentucky Girl. And I believe Dale Bush, who is on here as well, had made it or had also left a comment. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was Dale, if memory serves me correctly, who I'd also like the map. I always like the map because as I'm trying to help give context to where I'm going, even if you have to pause the YouTube video just to get a shot of the map, I like to kind of show the route that I'm going and what I'm doing. I think that's a nice visual. So I've been doing that on my motorcycle rides. And if I happen to be going somewhere in the car, I'll do that as well. Thank you for the feedback. I'm glad. Funny story on that one, Kentucky Girl. And for everybody who's seen that part. Like sometimes I have to stop myself because I get such a perfectionist on these videos and it drives me crazy, like video editing. The process of doing the overlay to show the route that I'm going is a little bit of methodology inside the video editing software. There's a process to take 2 pictures and basically overlay them, and then it ends up showing the route. The problem is that if your route curves back down, as it shows the route, it doesn't necessarily draw the line perfectly. It might show some of the other line before it doesn't go consecutively like the line. If you go back and look, you'll see what I'm talking about. Nobody probably noticed, or if you do, good job, you pay attention to details. But that was driving me crazy. I spent like 45 minutes one day trying to find another way to do it. And I'm like, stop it. Time is a premium. I don't have time to mess with it. People will appreciate the map. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that's a funny little tidbit there. Hike with Mike said, I had a great time camping in the Green Swamp this weekend. Oh, that's awesome. Excellent. I'm glad that you had a good time. That sounds pretty cool. Actually, be honest with you, I don't know where the Green Swamp is. Let me know. Maybe others know. Let's see. Oh, Smoky Mountain Hiker says YouTube made it where you can't just click the name anymore to go to the channel. Thank you for letting me know that. So yes, that confirms you would need to search for the friendly folks here if you want to check out their channel. Oh, Blondie had a live stream today. Blondie, I'm subscribed and have notifications. So, I need to look into that and make sure I didn't uncheck that accidentally because as you know, I used to join those live streams. Sometimes they're when I'm at work and I can't join live streams all the time unless it's like lunch break or I got 5 or 10 minutes. Let's see. Oh, Dale said, yes, I agree, Kentucky Girl. I love the maps. They sure help me. Okay. Mr. Mountain Man, are you on Facebook? I am not. I don't have like a public account on Facebook like the other channels do. I prefer Instagram, and I do have Twitter as well to stay connected because I'm mostly doing pictures and small bits of information. So I don't do Facebook, but with so many different social media outlets, I kind of pick and choose which ones I like. And I particularly, as I go through each week, like Instagram the best, followed by, if I need to get out some information, I also do Twitter. And because there's such good integration, I like those two the best. Your motorcycle vlog today. Oh, it was freezing. Okay. Maybe try to check it out again. Hopefully those issues have cleared up. Speaking of issues, I think I was doing hand gestures and made my camera out of focus. So let's see if I can, at least me, it probably can't tell. You guys see this every week. I hope you laugh at me when I do this, by the way. Does that look good? I don't know. Anyway, it's pretty good. I can try one. Yeah, there we go. I think that's good. I'm crazy, right? I don't know. This is crazy. All right. Oh, just getting ready for my vein closure next Monday. I love your channel. Well, thank you for the feedback. I hope that process goes well for you, and that everything goes okay. And again, I really appreciate that feedback on the channel. Thank you so much, and thanks for being here today. Again, hope everything goes well. Showing the maps is a cool idea, but I usually end up going off trail. Yeah, well, in my motorcycle, I can't because it's not an off-road. It's not an off-road bike. In fact, I think I talked about that a couple weeks ago. I went down a road that I thought was going to connect. It ended up being packed gravel, and I couldn't go through it. I had to turn around. So yeah, but that's really fun as far as hiking goes. It's definitely cool that way. Blondie's saying her live stream is at 1 Eastern. Oh, new video release every 5, and every Friday a live stream at 7. Oh, and Friday's a great time slot too. A lot of people are always doing stuff on Friday, but sometimes, especially now with what's going on, Friday's a great time to hop on, kind of let the week unwind and just see what everybody's doing. Let's see. You know what? I'm seriously humbled, guys. Like, I know I'm a small channel, but every time you guys say stuff like that, like hit the thumbs up, I really appreciate it. I mean, thank you for that feedback. Of course, I don't know if anybody's ever jumped in here and been like, hit the thumbs down or something. I told you guys about that one time several months ago. This is like 6 months ago. In a 15-minute time span, somebody with 3 accounts, I believe, because it had to have been 3 accounts. It wasn't 3 different people. Within a 15-minute time span, all of a sudden, every single one of my videos got 3 thumbs down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and just went across the board and thumbs down to all my videos. That's silly. I mean, it's definitely troll type stuff, but it's really not, especially a smaller channel like mine. There's no reason to need to do that. So anyway, that was not cool, but I like the thumbs up. Thanks for doing that. The Green Swamp is in Central Florida. Oh, okay. When I hear swamp, I assume Florida, but I just didn't want to assume in case that meant like some place in North Carolina. It's the head waters for many major rivers and is the home to the fabled skunk ape, Florida's Bigfoot. All those years that I have, I lived in Florida. I did not know that. So that's really cool. And thanks again, Blondie. That's super awesome. Super, super awesome. Thank you for saying that. Have you ever seen the skunk ape? Let us know. Nope, just lots of bears. But my buddy Campfire Steve and others search for the skunk ape. That's really cool. I know that's like a big thing on YouTube, like, finding that and Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool. Let's see. I watched many of the other vlogs, no problems today, but took overall a couple hours to see the ride. Finally got through it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what happened. One thing I didn't like about the ride, and I'm hoping it gets fixed. I'm going to get a little technical here for a minute. So I'll talk about this. We're going to flip over to the the traditional format here in a minute with housekeeping and news of the week. When I upload my videos, I upload in a high resolution format so that I get the best codec on YouTube. If you're on a big computer right now and you were to right click the screen, there's an option that says Stats for Nerds. One of the things that I strive to get is what's called the VP9 codec, as opposed to like the AVC1 or something. All of my videos within 1 to 2 hours usually get that VP9 codec. What does that mean? What does all that technical jargon mean? It means a really high definition, clear video. Super high res, it's high res, it looks beautiful. YouTube does it when you upload at a high resolution. Well, this video was absolutely produced at the highest resolution, and it has not triggered, at least from my machine that I've seen, the VP9 codec. I looked at it about a dozen times today, just, not the whole video, but a second or two checking it. And the clarity on the video has never gotten as good as my recent videos. I'm a little disappointed. I have gotten good feedback that people said it's super awesome. It looks great. So hopefully it was, but from a technical perspective, like, I don't know why that newest, the good codec hasn't got triggered. Anyway, probably boring you all. And yes, I also want to welcome everyone that's new to the channel that might be watching this now in the background or, on the live stream later. I do get a few new subscribers here and there, and I want to welcome everyone. I hope you enjoy the channel. Please feel free to comment on this live stream or on the videos or not. Just enjoy. Hopefully you enjoy the content that's here. Kentucky Girl says, I'm interested in the Skunk Cake documentaries. I want to believe, as people know, I love documentaries. I'm usually into some flavor of documentaries. Weird place, weird things happen here. I've seen weird lights in the sky. Yeah. There was a bunch of high school kids and was stopped in the middle of the night for a wreck, and they started seeing the Skunk Ape. Yeah, you have to check. Let us know where it's at. That's perfect. So I got to the bottom. Let me see if I can get this rig going here. And let me try something real quick. Give me 1 second. 1 second while I get set up. I want to try something new tonight. I'm always trying every week to do one thing a little bit better. All right. So let's see here. Oh, okay. So we need to do this, and we need to, yes, we need to do this. Okay. Awesome. I think I got something. Can you all give me feedback on if the video is still okay? I'm going to try something new tonight. What I'm going to try is, you all know that I get notoriously bad for getting behind on comments. I'm using my phone at the lowest possible bandwidth to look at the comments only and not stream the video, so that I can look at the comments while I'm doing this, and I can comment on your comments about the stories and news of the week. Let me know in the comments right now if there's any problem with the video, because if there is, I mean, you guys know I'm not in 4K each week, but at least if it's not too grainy and if everything's okay, let me know. Yes. All right. Yes. Thank you, Rita. Thank you. Clear so far. All right. That's very good. Very, very good. All right. With that, thank you for letting me know that. Let's get to housekeeping for the week of July 13th, 2020. And just to let everybody know, again, the format that's a little bit fun here on Mr. Mountain Man Monday, the Mountain Man Monday live stream, is what we do is I go through a little bit of random information in my housekeeping section. And then I bring up a few fun and interesting articles that are either around the mountains or something I find interesting. And so without anything else, let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm talking about here. So let's go over to the first piece of information. First piece of information would be, ta-da, I have a new video. You guys all know this by now, but this video right here. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see the thing I was talking about, if you right click and go to Stats for Nerds, you see this AVC1 codec right here? That's driving me crazy. It should say VP9. when it says VP9, the clarity on this is going to kick up a notch. Unfortunately, it's still not triggered. I'm wondering if YouTube is just a little behind on the video processing because this was a very, very large file. Or, I don't know. But anyway, to get to that, you can X out of this, or you can say Stats for Nerds. Again, I don't want to bore you guys with this. This was a beautiful ride. First-person view on the motorcycle, Pisgah National Forest from Bavard up to the Blue Ridge Parkway. If you watch it all the way to the end, I know Dale Bush did, and some others, Rita and some others. Unfortunately, you did notice that people stole the signs on the Blue Ridge Parkway, right? That's terrible. They stole the signs with the overlook information. And you know what they're doing with those signs, by the way? They're probably hanging them in their garage as souvenirs. It's really tacky. The other thing I don't like is when people carve their names or use magic markers. Nobody cares that Paula and Jason were there in 2017. Nobody knows them. Nobody cares. But it's just, you know, the nice sign that says the elevation and what the overlook is. The first few signs were stolen, and you could see in my video that it was like that. But aside from that, beautiful ride, great day. It was July 4th. It was super busy on that route. Looking Glass Falls, Sliding Rock were jam-packed. There were so many people there. It was crazy. But thankfully, I was tootling along in the motorcycle and had a great ride. So check out the video. And if you like it, share it. Let people know. It's a really relaxing video, kind of to watch in the background, too. The hum of the engine and the music and just seeing some nice sounds. And as I think Mama Bear Instapot at Cooking and Adventures had made a comment that she put it up on the big screen and said it looked awesome. So maybe she did have maybe she did have the better codec. So yes, I am going to try to comment on some of these things. Good night, Blondie's Adventure. And let's see. So thanks for stopping by, Blondie's Adventure. Also, let's see. Foxy Wolf said backside of Lake City. Hike with Mike. Hooker's Fall Trail is awesome. I always hike it before dawn and have the whole trail to myself. Yes. Smoky Mountain Hiker confirmed for me. YouTube takes a while to process video. It's terrible about the signs. People really trashing up the trails too here in the Smokies makes me mad. Isn't that the truth? I mean, I don't. Smoky Mountain Hiker, you come to my live streams and the rest of you do too. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining all the time, but it is. It's like, we comment on the positive, but I also bring out the negative of what's going on. We've talked on my previous live stream about the trash on this road here. Not on the road, but the dumpster gets overflowing because people think that, I don't know if there's a sense of entitlement or what, but it's almost like they're tailgating and they leave trash in all the picnic areas. It gets kind of gross. As William said, or Smoky Mountain Hiker over there in Great Smoky Mountains National Park, it gets crowded. It's not that hard. We just need to take care of it, but it's the age-old thing, I mean, I think us in this community, we appreciate the mountains. We appreciate nature. We take care of it. It's not that big of a deal. But it's really unfortunate when people don't. I don't think there's much they can do to police it or change it. It's just really unfortunate. So Rick and Dell, hello to you and everybody in the chat. And the views, Rita said the views in your ride are beautiful. Did you say it was Cold Mountain in the view? I have the movie called Cold Mountain. Yes. So Rita asked that question, and Rita, I said that I believed the lookout was Cold Mountain, but the sign was missing. I checked later, and indeed it was. It was a beautiful view of Cold Mountain right there at the intersection of 276 and the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, and it was. And you're right. There is like a movie or a series about, I don't know about that mountain, but, and Big Daddy, if I didn't say hello, Big Daddy joined us. Hello, Big Daddy. And if I'm repeating myself, please forgive me. So other piece of news and notes here. Instagram. I always share Instagram. Susan Thompson asked about Instagram. So on Instagram, the new pictures of the week. This one right here in the top right. We had a bunch of storm clouds. That's a picture in Asheville near the Biltmore Park, which is not far from the Biltmore itself. beautiful shopping in this area. Beautiful part of Asheville. But these storm clouds are rolling in. It was a really cool picture. The picture doesn't do it justice. It was just a cell phone picture. But it was really cool. The middle one is basic grilling. I always grill out on Sunday night. That was just some chicken. Those are chicken sausages, apple chicken sausages. So not pork, but chicken. Cheese-filled hot dogs. Can you remember those? And then corn on the cob. And then just a little the picture for the motorcycle ride. So for those of you asking about social media, this is my prime outlet for keeping in touch about what's going on during the week. And of course, I also have YouTube as well. That is at Mr. Mountain Man, Mr. Mountain _man, both on Twitter and Instagram. Let's see, for housekeeping, I think that's it. I already mentioned we've had 2 excellent weeks of video. I think I have solved the problem with making sure I get all the bandwidth in the house. And so I think we're looking good, but you can let me know. But I think we're doing good as a channel on that. Stay in touch, Instagram, check out the new video. I think that's it. All right, so that'll do it for the housekeeping for the week of July 13th, 2020. Let's go over to news and notes of the week. Let me go ahead and share. Let's see. Stop sharing that, and we will share the ta-da! All right, let's hide the banner. Let's start with the first article, everyone. And let's see here. Let me see if there were any comments real quickly. I'm trying this new thing. I hope you guys like it and give me feedback. I want to stay current with the comments and not be behind so far. I don't want to see people when I go into the woods, so I get rugged and hostile and dangerous places that I rarely see other people. Yes, for advanced hikes, like maybe Hike with Mike and Smoky Mountain Hiker, those guys, and maybe others, but that's, if you can go, you can stay away from the folks and probably get more scenic views. Right, Dale Bush, yeah, nod to Smoky Mountain Hiker, knows it better than the Rangers. And yep, and let's see here. Ted and Deborah Harrison, greetings, Mr. Mountain Man, and everyone else in the chat. We are all here and hearty. Excellent. Good to have you here, as well as Loggy Doggy. Sorry for looking down, guys. I'm trying to keep up with the comments while we do this. Let's get into the first article. The 2020 North Carolina Apple Festival. Okay, so I wanted to see, if you guys haven't seen my my video from last year, I have one in the fall from Hendersonville, North Carolina. That's about 30 minutes south of Asheville, where the Apple Festival, the annual Apple Festival, takes place. If you all aren't aware, that area of North Carolina is very, very popular for its apple orchards and apple growing. Lots and lots of apples. They have a cool festival. It's like a street festival. It has vendors and fair food and shopping. That's pretty much it. Some live music and stuff. It's just one of those typical small city get-togethers, but it's really neat because of all the Apple stuff. So I was wondering what was happening with it, with the pandemic and everything. So from the main page, this is not a news article. This is from their main page. So I have some update on this year. Due to the ongoing concerns over the coronavirus, the board of directors has made some changes to this year's festival. We have determined that we are unable to hold a street fair, including the Associated Entertainment and Kiddie Carnival, as well as the King Apple Parade. That always took place on the last day. That was like the last event. Due to our street layout, we are not able to control the number of attendees, which would allow for social distancing. This decision was made after speaking with local leaders in the government and the health field. We believe that in the best interest of the future of the festival, the Apple industry, and our community, not to hold these events. Right. The festival doesn't want to get bad press that, one of the Apple vendors was, sick with COVID or whatever. And, that would just be really bad. This is from the page. We are not canceling the festival. The history of the North Carolina Apple Festival goes back many years. prior to the street fair. Originally, the festival board worked with the downtown merchants and local nonprofits who operated events. We are currently reaching out to these groups to see their plans for 2020. Many of them will be able to implement social distancing. We will be working with them to promote their event through our website and social media. We are proud to have a great relationship with our apple industry. We still plan on encouraging persons to support our apple growers. Yes. We will be using our website, social media, and advertisements throughout our area to encourage the purchase of North Carolina apples this fall. We will begin immediately to plan for next year's event, which will be our 75th North Carolina Apple Festival. Well, what does that mean? Tells me that if there is going to be a festival, it's going to be a shell of a festival. It wouldn't even surprise me if they further updated and there's not much at all. I will say this about Hendersonville. Hendersonville was the only city in the Western North Carolina main area. That'd be like Asheville, the suburbs, all the way down to Hendersonville and over to Brevard, that did fireworks on July 4th. Everybody else canceled because of social distancing. Hendersonville did it. So, but yet the city is not like overly, they're very safe, and I've heard their announcements about it. So it's an interesting balance. So we'll just have to wait and see if they actually do the festival or not. If they do, I mean, I'm not 100% sure if I would attend necessarily. As you all know, I've been pretty surgical in the events that I'm choosing to participate in. Again, I'm not projecting that onto anybody else. I'm just saying for me and the Mr. Mountain Man channel, if you've looked at my videos recently, it's motorcycle rides and hikes and things, and I'll be doing some other stuff. But I don't know if I'd be getting in the mix with crowds. Probably not. But again, I'm not saying that for anybody else, just myself. So I don't know, but I'd like to see what's going to happen with the Apple Festival. I love it. I've been the last 2 years. Went last year with friends of the channel. That would be Will and Dawn, and Chris and Mindy came over from East Tennessee, was able to check it out. Dan the Mountain Man is another YouTube channel. He happened to be at the festival. So there were it was pretty neat to have, some YouTubers get together. That was a really, really nice day. Had a great time. And so the Apple Festival is a lot of fun. The family likes it. I would love to do it again. So that's the update on the Apple Festival. Let me check in to see if anybody talked about the Apple Festival here. Let's see. Foxy Wolf commented, you made a good vlog last year on the Apple Festival. Thank you, Foxy Wolf. I appreciate it. Yeah, Kentucky Girl says, hello, Loggy Doggy. Hope you don't have to get up at 3 a.m. But Loggy Doggy said, yeah, but it pays the bills. That's right. We all got to work, right? We got to work. We got to pay the bills. Yeah. So the Apple Festival, I like how you're responding as we go along. Thank you, Rita, for the feedback. One thing I strive on this channel, some of the things you guys see, some of them you don't. I try to do better on each video, come up with a new technique, the delivery, the format. It's for you all to enjoy and for me to have a good time. So yeah, I'm always trying to make little changes. So that's really cool. Oh, heck yeah. And ring the bell with the hammer and we beat them good. Yeah, that was right. So what Foxy Wolf is talking about is, and it slips my mind the name of it. That old fair game where you take the big hammer and you hit it and then the bell goes up to the top. Well, I did it. And I got this big blow up alien. It's like it's just like one of those blow up aliens. It's funny looking. And I also, 2 years ago, I didn't make a video, but the National Guard was there and I did a push-up contest and I almost won. What happened was the guy who was doing push-ups against me was doing like half push-ups. I was doing, my hand's not in the picture, I was doing like half push-ups and I was doing like legitimate full push-ups. And so they didn't care about quality. And so I should have just done some like little tiny push-ups and I would have won. Then this past year, it was pull-up contest and I got a free t-shirt out of it and that was fun. So that's really cool. Oh, Dale said, I watched last year's Apple Festival not too long ago. It looks like a nice festival. Yeah. And I would love to bring you another video about that. But again, we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening here. Smoky Mountain Hiker was talking about a scary meeting with a bear at Roaring Fork the other day. Noticed that it had 3 tags, meaning it caused any more trouble, they would put it to sleep. Had to report to the park. Yeah, that's like offenses, right? Smoky Mountain hiker what he's talking about. Didn't want to report it, but too worried it hurt someone. And that's the right thing to do. That's a good thing to do. And hello to Brian Fisher. See, Brian Fisher joined in, and anybody else that I might have missed. Hello to you as well. All right, next story. The next story is on that same topic. I did not change this is not the right picture, but this is the right topic. Okay, so the next one, the 2020 Mountain State Fair is canceled because of COVID-19. This is out of Fletcher, North Carolina. Now, Fletcher, North Carolina it's at the Western North Carolina Agriculture Center. This is right across the street from the Asheville Airport, is where they call it the WNC Ag Center. This is where, unfortunately, last year, a bunch of people contracted Legionnaire's disease because of a hot tub display that was left open. And I guess the moisture in the air, I'm no expert on this, but just recalling the news, traveled that Legionnaire's, and several people died because of it. That was really unfortunate, really sad too. But that's not what the fair is about. That's a real fair. It's fair rides. It's like one of those traveling carnivals, and it's not far from where I'm located. So that is a place I probably should have done a video last year. In hindsight, glad I wasn't there in case I had walked by that display. But I would have loved to have done it this year, but it's canceled. Let's read the update. The 2020 Mountain State Fair at the WNC Ag Center will be canceled due to COVID-19. The decision to cancel was based on the safety and health of visitors and staff, the current climb in positive COVID-19 cases, the state, that being North Carolina, being at phase 2 of the reopening, social distancing measures, and the long-term financial health of the Ag Center, according to the announcement. I would like nothing better than to not be making this announcement, Troxler said. The Western NC Ag Center and the Mountain State Fair are important to the community. Both are cultural and economic forces, and I am aware of the significant contributions they make. I am heartbroken for the small business, family farms, competitors, and exhibitors impacted by this decision. The call to cancel was put off until now with the hopes the factors surrounding the pandemic would improve, Troxler explained, but they appear to have only gotten worse. So yeah, unfortunately, the Mountain State Fair here in WNC, this took place, by the way, in September. I believe late September is when it normally was, mid to late September. And so, yeah, there will be no Mountain State Fair this year. This is one I will hope to in 2021 for sure bring you a video on and let you all see that. All right, let me see if anybody was talking about the Western North Carolina Ag. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Rick and Dell. Little feedback. Mountain Man, Mr. Mountain Man, I enjoyed your ride. It was very nice. Thank you for the video. I just had to tell you that. And thank you so much, Rick and Dell, for that. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Rita said I did well in the pull-up contest. Yes, that was from the Apple Festival. Oh, Rita, thank you. Great comment here. Rita says, let me pop that comment on because I meant to pull this comment up. They cancel fairs, but they open Disney doesn't make much sense. I ran out of time and I was going to have 2 articles here to tell you guys about. So this is perfect timing that Rita brings this up. The 2 articles were Disney World in Florida reopens, Disneyland in Hong Kong is set to close again. So on July 15th, they are, so yeah, you've got Disney World opening and then you've got Disneyland in Hong Kong closing again because of the pandemic. What we're seeing right now is a bit of a boomerang effect. There was a lot of, should I say, excitement and euphoria to reopen the economy and as we need it for businesses and restaurants and all this, but this balance between safety and jobs is way outside my pay grade, so I can't comment on that. It is an imperfect equation. That's as best it can be said. There is no good answer. It's just a double-edged sword. You either close down and people stay safer, but then don't have jobs. It's just a mess, and it's way outside my wheelhouse. But there is a bit of a boomerang effect because we went wild kind of reopening. And I did think at the time, like from a social perspective, I did think at the time, I'm like, what has changed? Like nothing really, like it didn't go away. We didn't get a vaccine. Nothing really changed. The big thing that changed is our awareness and the social distancing measures and the formality of being able to manage that and the awareness. That was the big thing that changed. But other than that, not much. And because I'm doing this as reporting the news, really, and because there has not been full participation, let's say it that way, in the awareness and social distancing measures and all of that, more people have gotten sick. It's just science and it's facts. There are people who are choosing to, turn a blind eye, and because of that, it's on the news. Don't listen to me. Just watch the news or read an article or whatever, or talk to your friends. And there are people that just like, whatever, I'm not paying attention to it. And because of that, and people are getting together, there's just an increase in it. And so it makes it tough because that lackadaisical attitude is hurting businesses. I do believe, and if people were to adhere to these restrictions like distancing and things of that nature, it would actually benefit businesses and the economy. And so there was a comment on that. Good. Brian said he delivers food, so he's back up. Good. Fair comment. Last I heard, Kentucky State Fair in Louisville, Kentucky is still on, but things could change quickly. Yeah, I do think a lot of things, Kentucky Girl, are waiting till the last minute to kind of make that decision because, again, people really need that economic impact. It's huge, and to close it is very difficult decision. So I think everybody's like crunching the thoughts and the brainstorming and the numbers to try to figure out how can they make this possible and safe at the same time. And I think what ends up happening is when all possible ways are exhausted that they can't do it safely, then is when they make the decision. Smoky Mountain Hiker has a fair update as now. Sevier County Fair is still on, but as you know, that could change and probably will. Good update. Thank you. And very similar. Foxy Wolf says California shutting down bars and restaurants indoors again. Yes, and actually, Foxy Wolf, that's what caused the stock market today was up this morning and went down sharply because of that news out of California. I'd seen that on the news. Rick and Dell have a good comment. Disney did the wrong thing. They should not have opened. All I can say is God bless them all. Once again, it's this imperfect equation. Disney is a public company, shareholders. If they don't make money, and parks, by the way, is only a one part of Disney, the company. You have the movies, you have Marvel and Star Wars and the ESPN and ABC and all. I mean, there's lots and lots of entertainment and all this stuff. So the parks are just part of it, but it's still a big revenue maker. And so they need to open, and there's a lot of pressure for it. The restaurants are open only for pickup and delivery for food. Right. And that's what we've been doing, Brian. Takeout. We've been participating to help the economy, but we just do takeout. And we use a lot of apps to order food. We'll order food and we'll just go in and pick it and eat it outside or eat it at home or at a park or something like that. Marvin said, I'm worried about this push to open the schools in the fall. That's Marvin. That's spot on too. Marvin, this is a tough one too. Trying to figure out this equation for the schools is another impossible one. I'm glad that's not my job. I just, people want kids back in school, but the safety factor is just crazy. It's really tough. You're right, and I think there's a lot of pressure right now, and it's causing controversy and conflict. The two C words there. And so North Carolina has yet to figure out what they're looking like. They were supposed to announce on July 1st, and they have yet. They pushed back because I think they're absorbing more input. Loggy Doggy said, I always do the Kentucky State Fair, delivering food to all the vendors. Very cool. Will and Dawn of Yankee in the South are on their way out to California. Yes, and as I understand and have seen on their channel, they're being safe and wearing masks, and I'm sure they're doing it very smartly. And I wish them a very, very safe and enjoyable trip. As a retired teacher, I know it's important for the kids to get back, but let's be safe. 2 thumbs up for me, Marvin, on that one. I really agree. I really, really agree with that. They are saying the numbers of the virus are not matching with fewer admissions to the hospitals. Yeah, that's another thing. It's tough to know. It's a numbers game, a data science game, and all this stuff. It's tough. The numbers are cut a lot of ways, but the bottom line is people are still getting sick, unfortunately. I emphasize unfortunately. I'm really, what's the right adjective? Like excited or looking forward to, or to the day when we do have a remedy for this, both for people who get sick and to prevent people from getting sick, so we can move on it and get back to normal. Schools are opening in the fall, but they have to wear a mask. Right. That's one of the things. There's also hybrid models with like A/B. Some kids will go to school, some, a couple days a week, maybe not, to try to lessen how many kids are at school. That might be a decent model. We'll see how that pans out. Mr. Mountain, thank you so much for keeping us all abreast of what's going on down there. You take on things that are very informative. Thank you. That is like a super meaningful comment. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you all enjoy this, and I enjoy the conversation. Like, I like to walk this tightrope of informative, entertaining, and fun, but not super controversial. I don't really want anybody to show up to Mountain Man Monday and get agitated or be upset. That's not, this is a travel and entertainment channel mostly. So I like fun, informative current event conversations, because it does have to do, because a lot of times, like bringing it full circle, people are like, hey, I'm thinking about coming to Asheville for a trip or to the mountains or this. So it's good to know about what's going on, especially for events too, like what events are going on. Oh goodness, California's case of the Black Plague. Wasn't that like, I don't know. I'm not a history buff. That's a long time ago. I don't know. Is that, oh, that's crazy. I don't know. Yeah, that's nuts. Right. And how many kindergartners do you know keep your mask on the whole time? Or how many kindergartners or first graders do you know that'll actually say like, okay, stay 6 feet apart? Yeah, right. They don't understand that, and they're not supposed to. They're little kids, they're not supposed to understand, all these rules. So I agree with Marvin. That's very, very difficult. Oh, we got a couple of drivers here, and we got Postmates. That's really awesome. I hope things are going well. Oh, Cisco Food Service. That's awesome. How do you send a message when you're off the live stream? You can communicate through the YouTube video comments, Mr. Mountain Man on Twitter. You can send, tweets to me, or you can comment on those ways as well. They're making a hospital at Congress Center in Atlanta again. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So let me jump back to the news and notes, and then we'll come back to the comments in a minute. So again, Rita gave me some feedback on the format. So if you all like it, hopefully it's not too disruptive, the format that I'm doing. The next article this is on a more positive note. A cinematic getaway from famed film locations to captivating vistas. Lake Lure and Chimney Rock have it all. Look at those beautiful, those are professional pictures. On the left, if you all notice what that is, that I didn't take these pictures, by the way. That one on the left is Hickory Nut Falls at Chimney Rock, which I have my last Chimney Rock video if you look at the end. Or if you look at the trailer on the Mr. Mountain Man channel, the current one, where it's going through the montage of the videos, and you see me like going like this in my black shirt, my black hat, and there's a waterfall by me. It's that one right there. And then that's the famous Chimney Rock. This article from the WNC magazine, what it's about is, real quick, I saw here in the comment as I pulled it up, Rick and Dell are leaving. Good night, Rick and Dell. I hope you have a great week. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the support of the channel, and I really appreciate it. Let's see, what else? Sorry, got to get back to the article here. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Let me read from it. The craggy mountainside and towering cascade feature in the final. So what this is about, by the way, the article is just the beauty of Chimney Rock and Lake Lure, which is where that river in the back is going, is to Lake Lure. It's a beautiful area. There have been movies filmed there before, and some of the article talks about from the article, the craggy mountainside and towering cascade featured in the final moments of The Last of the Mohicans, one of my favorite movies, You actually can easily. It's right in our backyard in the majestic Hickory Nut Gorge, a 14-mile-long canyon that cuts through 20,000 acres of pristine forest land, granite cliffs, and waterfalls. This is home to the village of Chimney Rock and neighboring town of Lake Lure. Access to the park is right off Main Street in the village of Chimney Rock's walkable downtown. You can even stroll along the Rocky Broad River Walk, which offers easy access to an array of dynamic businesses and the soothing sights and sounds of the Rocky Broad River. For more outdoor fun, play a round of putt-putt at the Riverside Chimney Rock Mini Golf Adventure. Grab outdoor clothing and gear along with souvenirs and gifts at Bubba O'Leary's Genial Store, a favorite haunt of visitors and locals alike, not lookalikes, locals alike. Lake Lure, also the brainchild of Dr. Morse. Dr. Morse is the brainchild of both Chimney Rock and Lake Lye, lies just minutes from the village. The town is built around the namesake man-made lake and its 27 miles of shoreline. It's the lake from Dirty Dancing. That's the 80s dancing movie. I don't even know why I have to explain it. Most people should know what it is. If you don't, it was filmed there, or part of it was. You can also enjoy the water through a lakeside meal at the House restaurant, which serves up Southern fare along with a noteworthy wine list and craft cocktails, or at the Legends on the Lake at Rumbling Bald Resort. This 2,900-acre resort offers several dining options, lake activities aplenty, a wellness center, tennis courts, and more. I'm telling you something. I don't want to say it's underrated, but Western North Carolina, there are a ton of hidden gems. And I think people do know about it. We get a lot of tourism here in Asheville. It's not as I always talk about, it's not as a known and a popular tourist place like a Myrtle Beach or a Gatlinburg. But, nestled in between in the mountains, you have Western North Carolina, Asheville, and what we have here. And there are some just beautiful areas there. Again, it's often a backdrop for a lot of movies, the mountains and the areas. And again, as you've heard me mention, if you've watched my Chimney Rock videos, both of them I make mention of the Last of the Mohicans and it being filmed there. So let me check the comments, see if anybody's commenting on Lake Lure or Chimney Rock. Let's see. There, I'm sorry, don't mean to pause. Let's see. Yes, North Carolina is beautiful too. Yeah, and Smoky Mountain Hiker knows. Smoky Mountain Hiker has a lot of videos as well from Western North Carolina on hikes in Blue Ridge Parkway. So, Dale Bush, I love this comment. Let me actually show this on the screen. Dale Bush mentioned, if I can find it here. I finally watched The Last of the Mohicans per Mr. Mountain Man's suggestion. I can certainly see why it's his favorite movie. Yeah, it's in my top 5. I love that movie. I love that it's in our backyard. It's absolutely beautiful. Just forewarning, I mean, if anybody's going to watch it, it is a bit graphic because it's based on a war. So if that's not your cup of tea and you haven't seen it, but it has Daniel Day-Lewis. It's excellent acting. I believe it was released in 1989, but it's kept well because it's a piece from that time in the I believe, was it the French Indian War? Is that I believe it takes place in the late 1700s. So anyway, it doesn't show its age. It's not like, it's an old 80s movie or anything like that. Foxy Wolf had mentioned been to a lot of the Carolina mountains. Yes. Bridal Veil Falls was used in the mountains too. Yes, that's really cool. What I wanted to mention from that article as well was the village below has really cool shops, not unlike a little tiny page out of Gatlinburg or Cherokee, probably closer to Cherokee. The souvenir shops. It's got the couple of restaurants. They even have like a little kiddie area. It's really nice that you can walk along there. Plus there's the river. Chimney Rock area is really, really cool. And thank you for verifying my hike with Mike. French Indian War. Yes, correct. Yes, thanks, Professor Mike. Thank you. Anybody can correct me either way. But yes, if you haven't seen Last of the Mohicans, I love that movie. Actually, I'm a little bit envious. I don't get into like fan clubs and things like that. But for the first like 15 years after the movie, there was a Last of the Mohicans fan club. You can still find this old website on the internet that would meet once a year at Chimney Rock with actors from the movie and talk about the filming and watch the movie together and go on some of the hikes. I don't know. I would have done that for sure if they still did that. But it's been so long. Like the movie, again, 1989, you're talking about what, 30 years, 31 years since that was. So hey, for Kenneth Oakes, everyone is doing well and hope you are doing well and having a nice start to your Monday. All right, let's move along to the next article. All right, this was the right picture for this article. I got to take a drink of water. All right, this article is from WLOS, which is a news channel here in Asheville. It's titled, South Carolina has the third worst COVID-19 outbreak in the world. Not in the United States, in the world. Why am I bringing this up? Because those are our friendly neighbors to the south. Okay, we're in North Carolina. We're not far from South Carolina. I also love Myrtle Beach. If you haven't seen my videos on Myrtle Beach, are a lot of fun. Somebody was watching them today. Was it Foxy Wolf? Somebody commented on the Gay Dolphin gift shop. It's a gift shop, a world famous gift shop that's been there since like the 1950s. Really fun video. But anyway, love Myrtle Beach. Wish I was going back to Myrtle Beach this year. Not going to be going over to Myrtle Beach probably. I also, but the #1 movie on the Mr. Mountain Man channel is the original Captain Benjamin Seafood Buffet. It has the most views. For those of you that are newer to the channel, even the regulars here tonight, there a long time ago, if you check out that video, there's a pinned comment. The owners of that restaurant saw my video and loved it. And they were like, please reach out to us. You know, we want to send you like a thank you for doing this. And they sent me this package in the mail with like 20 t-shirts, not 20, 10 or 15 t-shirt. It was like 10 or 15 t-shirts, like a couple of hats, a bag, and gift cards for a free meal for the family. That's, I mean, the buffet is expensive because it has crab legs and everything. Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. It's on topic with this article, though, because I love South Carolina. But South Carolina is not doing so well. From the article in WLS, if all the states in America were a country, South Carolina would be third in the world for most confirmed cases in this past week, according to data compiled from the New York Times. And right in front of South Carolina, Arizona and Florida would be the #1 and #2 spots. The New York Times used data from Johns Hopkins University and state and local agencies from the week of June 28th to July 4th, breaking it down by cases per 1 million residents. The countries of Bahrain, Qatar, and Oman in the Middle East held the #4, 6, and 7 spots, while Louisiana fit in the 5th spot. The next 5 spots were all in the U.S., just meaning that the U.S. is, unfortunately, when it comes to data science and numbers, is not, you don't want to be on this. This is not a good top 10 list to be on. On Saturday, South Carolina hit a record 2,239 cases in one day with a record high 22.6% positive rate. And this was sad. Also, the first pediatric death occurred in the state with a child under the age of 5 passing away from the virus. The real thing about this is again, I'm a travel and entertainment channel, South Carolina, just, being aware that, it is also a high tourism state. There's a lot of fun things to do in South Carolina on the coast, from Myrtle Beach down to Charleston and Hilton Head. You have the mountains on the other side, just south of us, in the upstate, and then of course the middle part of the state. Not as much touristy, but Columbia and other places like that. So that's a little unfortunate for the state of South Carolina. I thought you might find that informative. Let me see if anybody is discussing that. Yeah, the beach area that opened too soon with no guidelines. Foxy Wolf, is that Myrtle Beach or Florida? Rita has mentioned Florida is having a large COVID outbreak also. Kentucky Girl says, why do you think COVID-19 is so bad at Myrtle Beach? So Kentucky Girl, I don't want to single out Myrtle Beach. This article was about South Carolina, not Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, I believe, is in what's called Horry County, or Horry County, Horry. I didn't see any specific news about Myrtle Beach, So I don't want to single it out, but I was naming Myrtle Beach because it's in the state of South Carolina. So I don't have any facts on Myrtle Beach exactly, but being that it's in the state, yeah. Ted and Deborah Harrison said this virus will end in time. Yes, two thumbs up on that comment, by the way. In the meantime, we'll have to be smart about what we do and how we conduct ourselves when outside. Be kind to each other. Love the comment. 2 thumbs up on Ted and Deborah Harrison there with that. That's really awesome. Foxy did Rita said 2020 has been a rough year. It has, and Foxy said it was Myrtle Beach. Yeah. So anyway, yes, this is definitely time for, being aware about some of these pieces of information and knowing, what to, just how to navigate and just being aware, just being informed. Being informed is the best, best kind of news and best kind of information. Going to the next article. Okay, this one, this is a funny one. I have to hold on a second. What is it called? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. I need it. Okay, there was a movie I watched last night. Okay, all right. I watched a movie last night with my wife on Netflix called Public Enemies. This is from like 2008, had Johnny Depp. When I'm pulling information from you all today, Johnny Depp, this article came up on WLOS. That's I just thought it was hilarious. I had to it's hilarious and not hilarious, but I thought I would say something about it. So the title, I had to read it. Johnny Depp says feces in bed was last straw in marriage to Amber Heard. So listen to this from this article. Johnny Depp said the couple's marriage broke down for good after an incident in which feces were found in their bed following a party. I thought it was an oddly fitting, he said, I thought it was an oddly fitting end to the relationship. No joke. I mean, yeah. Heard, who is his ex-wife, blamed one of the couple's Yorkshire Terriers, Pistol and Boo, for the defecation incident, but Johnny Depp was convinced a person had done it. It was not left by a 3 or 4 pound dog. I was convinced that it was either Miss Heard herself or one of her cohorts involved in leaving human feces on the bed. I wanted nothing to do with her. Well, I don't blame them. That's a crazy story. They are definitely not having a good end to whatever that marriage was. And as I'm looking for mountain news in Western North Carolina, I find out that Johnny Depp is in a breakup with his marriage, and his wife took a dump on the bed. And so that's your entertainment news for the week. So you know what Captain Jack Sparrow has been up to recently. By the way, that movie, it's another graphic movie, Public Enemies, but Johnny Depp is in it, and so is Christian Bale. Let me tell you something. There are a few actors that every time they have a movie that comes out, I will see it because I think they're tremendous. Christian Bale is the new Daniel Day-Lewis. These are I believe the term is method actor. I mean, they get into their role. They live their role. Christian Bale, Johnny Depp is great. I won't watch every Johnny Depp movie, but I will. Christian Bale, another one, The Big Short that he was in. He was recently in Ford versus Ferrari. He's an excellent actor. Tom Hanks, pretty much anything that he comes out with, I'll watch. There's a few others, but I did enjoy that movie last night on Netflix. Let me see if anybody's commenting about Johnny Depp and his craziness going on. Let's see. Yeah, 2020 has been a rough year, especially for this guy right here. So anyway, that's the entertainment goof of the week. And finally, I thought I would end up here. A lot of people would like to know, what is the weather like in the mountains? So here is the 7-day Asheville, Western North Carolina forecast. Today, at the time earlier this afternoon, it was about 86 degrees. If you look at our highs compared to your highs, the mountains will be in the high 80s and lows in the high 60s with basically a chance of thunderstorms every day. So if you happen to be in the mountains or coming to the mountains, This is actually not bad. This is the kind of summer temperatures that's hot, but I don't mind it, especially once you get up to elevation. Like if you were to go up to Mount Mitchell right now, you could probably knock 10 or 15 degrees off of the current temperature that's at the base down at Asheville. So yeah, it's going to be a nice week in Asheville or in Western North Carolina as far as the weather. So with that, that will do it this week for the news and notes of the week. I hope you all enjoyed that. So with that, let's get back to the comments for a few minutes before I call it a wrap. Let's see here. Anybody else saying anything? Let's see. Thank you for being informative. I appreciate that. Again, I really appreciate the positive feedback. Kentucky Girl says, I finally bought a reusable mask. The disposable ones got too expensive. Yes. The reusable masks are what I started using as well. The other reason I didn't like the disposable is because they look like you're going into a doctor's office or surgery. They're actually were the most comfortable. They had that nice elastic and they were very light on the face. I just didn't like that bright blue like I was a doctor or something like that. Yes. Yeah. Again, I agree with Foxy Wolf here. We keep it informative. It is, current events conversation, but again, I walk that tightrope. I don't want Mr. Mountain Man Monday being stressful for anybody. We welcome everyone on this channel. This is an all welcoming, have a fun time channel. 2020 is 1 year I don't want to remember ever again due to the pandemic. Kenneth Oaks, I agree. It's been a kind of a crazy year. I mean, that's to say the least. So I was speaking of documentaries. I looked up some stuff because I do, I have watched a bunch of documentaries from the 60s, both about the NASA and its, from the Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo missions, the Vietnam War, muscle cars and current events. One year that came to mind that was tumultuous in our American history was 1968. There was a lot of stuff that happened that year, and it's interesting because when I Googled 2020 is like 1968 or something like that, there were several articles written, is 2020 the worst year in American history since 1968? And it was interesting to see some folks' opinions on it. The long and the short of it was 2020 is not as bad as 1968, but it does conjure up memories. If anybody here was alive in 1968, and can make a comparison to that. Dale Bush, I can see why that would be the last straw for the Johnny Depp. I know, right? And that's the poop emoji there. That's just crazy. I couldn't believe it when I read it. So yeah. And I could just hear Johnny Depp because, saying it in his calm voice, like he does, like his Captain Jack Sparrow. And he's like, what is this? I am done with you. So, yeah. Rita said it's been in the 90s here. Yeah, it will get 90s in the mountains sometimes, especially if we get into like a drought and it gets really dry. But if you go up 500, 1,000, 1,500 feet, again, that might only be to go for a hike or something because, based on where you live, you're coming back to the heat. But, yeah, it looks like great temps. It was. Are ticks a problem there? So, Kentucky Girl, I don't know if it's a problem. I just know that in the woods in general, if I am walking anywhere that's off the beaten path that has like brush or grass or stuff, I would prefer to wear pants because I don't know how effective like DEET and the repellent sprays are for ticks. And, ticks have Lyme disease and those kinds of things. So, yeah. It can, they can be a problem, but I don't know if it's like a major problem that has to be addressed. But again, I do wear pants if I'm going to be like, if I go on a hike and it's packed gravel or it's a good hike, I'll wear shorts. But yeah, if I'm going off the beaten path or something, I'll wear pants because of this. Foxy Wooks says uppy 90s here. Yeah. I mean, we are in the dog days of summer right now. It is the thick of summer. We are going back up to the 90s here in the Detroit area. The Midwest, I grew up in Ohio. I mean, it can compete with the best of them, I guess the best of them. as far as heat in the summer, I mean, you can get up 100 degrees and it's crazy. Oh, Dale said my insurance company sent each of their subscriber 2 reusable masks. I thought that was nice. That is, you know, when this pandemic first started, I actually paid a premium for those blue disposable masks. I paid $50 for a 50 pack off of eBay. That's twice the cost, at least, of what they're going now, because last I checked, you can get a 50 pack for half that. That was $1 a mask, and they last a long time. They're disposable. I'm not going to lie. You can call me out on this. I mean, I didn't necessarily throw them away after one use. You know, if I were in the grocery store, I'd put it in the car. I might wear it at the next place. But yeah. I bought a box of 50 disposable masks at Aldi for $30. When my son goes back to work, he will have them. Yes, Rita, good. Yeah, so that's about right. $25, $30. They've gotten much better in price. And Kentucky Girl said, I wish mine would do that. Yeah, and I'm with you all. I've been still wearing a reusable mask. Loggy Doggy says I was 6. That would be in 1968. And Mr. Mountain Man Mom says, how old was I? Yikes. Yeah, that was from a historical perspective. Dale said, I wish all the insurance companies would do that as well. Yeah, Kentucky Girl. Of course, I wish their advertisement is on them, but that's okay. Yeah, that would be nice if they sent it out. Ooh, Smoky Mountain Hiker got, Smoky Mountain Hiker. I wish we could have more collabs this year, but what's going on, it makes it a little tough. But Klingman's Dome is one on my list that I want to go. I know that sounds crazy. I haven't been there, right? Because I'm all about the high mountains. Like I go to Mount Mitchell, I go to Mount Pisgah. Someday I wouldn't mind hiking to Mount LeConte. I know that's a manual hike and it's a whole day. It's a big deal. So that's like, someday. But Klingman's Dome is very accessible. Every time it seems like I have time to go to Klingman's Dome, it's in the winter and it's closed and you can't drive up and hike, or you have to do the whole route and it's super cold. So, but that's really nice. Those pictures you had, again, if anybody missed my announcement, Smoky Mountain Hiker has great pictures. As far as the ticks, Loggy Doggy says, tuck your pant legs into your socks. Yes, that's a great idea. Foxy Wolf says, I'm only 20, so no 1968. Right. Yeah, I wasn't born all around 1968 either. I just know when you think back in history, it was a really, there was a lot happening in American history in that year that was not positive. About the only positive thing I think happening that year were, again, muscle cars were big and the space program. My son has been hiking every day and only one tick so far in the wooded area. Lucky so far. Okay, good to know. Marvin said we didn't have a pandemic going on in 1968. Yeah, you didn't have the pandemic, but there were riots. There were assassinations, the war. There was a lot of, it was definitely from a historical perspective, it was a pretty rough year in American history. Smoky Mountain Hiker said, I have not had any ticks this year so far. Good. Have you gotten a tick before? If you did, that's I know those are rough. My family wants the Roku now. I got to go. Good night, everyone. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping it up. I do right at an hour and I'm about 15 minutes over. That would be a good combo hike with you and Smoky Mountain Hiker. Yes, I definitely, I have met Smoky Mountain Hiker twice at the meetups over in Tennessee, but I haven't been doing much over that way in the populated areas this year. I think someday Smoky Mountain Hiker, I'd like to pencil in, and even if it's all the way till next year when all this settles, maybe a motorcycle ride or a hike, or maybe I don't know. I don't have any set plans on anything, but the community has a lot of people doing a lot of fun stuff. It'd be nice to get back together. Foxy Whip said, I have a couple of ticks so far, not my pups though. Yeah, I do remember one time when we used to live in North Carolina in Charlotte, and one of our older dogs got ticks and it was a mess. Was it Charlotte or Florida? I don't know. Anyway, we had to use that liquid on the back to get those ticks away. It was bad. Those ticks were nasty in the house. Yeah, it would be great to get together. I have found ticks on me before, mainly on Old Sugarlands Trail. Is it true you have to burn them off with a match? That That would be crazy. Yeah, I would love to do a motorcycle ride. There's so many cool places to go. So again, if the reservation doesn't happen any sooner, Smoky Mountain Hiker, let's pencil in 2021. But maybe before then. I don't know. We'll figure something out. Well, everyone, I think we're going to call it a wrap tonight. I really appreciate everybody coming by. I hope you enjoyed and have had a fun evening here. And so, again, I have the new video out with the motorcycle ride through Pisgah National Forest. Please check it out. Comment, like, and subscribe if you're not already on this channel. The live streams are archived in the live stream playlist. I will look forward to assembling more videos this summer and getting them out there for you all. I hope you all have a wonderful, safe week. Enjoy your summer. Be safe and have an excellent, excellent week. We'll see you next time on another Mr. Mountain Man Monday. Good night, everyone.